Well, hey there, super excited to share this video with you. It's about the trim work, the millwork that's gonna be going into the bus to trim it out to make it look all pretty and fancy. And what I'm coming to you with right now is the fact that in the post, after I started editing, I had so much content that I'm just gonna break it into two parts. So you're about to watch part one, which is getting some of the overheads in and starting the beginnings of doing the millwork. And then if you stay tuned to part two, I'll put a link up here. Part two is going to be the finishing stages, where we're getting in the shelves and trimming out the last bits of the millwork for the bus, and also finishing and completing the bus. Super excited. So a little bit of a teaser for you. So without further ado, we're going to start part one of millwork trim work. Here we go. It's the day to hang millwork, trim work, whatever you want to call it. So I have all of this beautiful millwork, I call it, that I got from Chelsea Lumber. We got for the shelves going in the bus, right? Some big 2x10 by 12s for the shelves, the side bus. We got some angle brackets. We have some small stuff. So the trim millwork is going to go in now, and so I'm super excited. And it may take a few days just because of process, but either way, we're going to start putting millwork in the ceiling and in the bus, and I'm super excited about that. Super excited. We're about to hang the overheads and the brackets for the first shelf. Here we go. Yeah. All right. So I figured if we do this one and maybe the one over the stove, the two in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
We're gonna codependent this thing.
Yep.
Flim flam! Flam flam! Flam flam! Let's go get it. You gotta flip that 180 degrees. I'm gonna say, do we put the notches on the right side? But we gotta flip that white goes down. So we gotta flip that whole thing 100.
Oh.
Flip the whole thing 180 degrees. And you're fine.
Like that.
He's getting it, kids. He's figuring it out. And then Scooby-Doo.
Come down this way.
Scrappy too. Yeah. Woo!
Look at that.
Yeah. Hang on.
We got a shelf. We got a shelf. Yep.
Shelf time. Yeah. Woo! First shelf is up. Look at that. That's pretty cool, right? You know, and I will say we got the end caps on both ends. You saw us doing that. We got the end piece on here. And here's the shelf. And I will say it's a bit smaller than I was envisioning in my own head, right? But it runs the whole length. And I love these little brackets that I found at Ace Hardware. And, you know, for those musicians, it sort of reminds me of a treble clef in music. Not quite, but it's close, right? So I want to insert an addendum. It looks more like the Fs in a violin. I was sort of confused, and this is just my modification of that statement. So that's there. And yeah, here's those shelves. Again, they're not that deep, but it's something, right? Any little bit of storage in this thing is going to help dramatically. And then the other day, my mom and I went shopping for material, and she has a friend that we're going to be making curtains, and they're going to be the type that roll up with like a little strap to hold it up, and there's going to be Reflectix in that. So that's going to happen next, but that's just the length of it, right? So there it is. That's one shelf down, and we're going to see what's next as far as trimming things out. And we may have mentioned this before in a previous video, but we got the you can't see it here, the trim work in the bathroom is up. I got to still silicone that and clean that up, but that's huge, and that's another next project. And get the water heater hung. Finally, the water heater I've talked so much about, right? But anyway, so shelf is starting. Now we're going to either do that shelf, or I think we may actually box in refrigerator and get this wall done next. I think we're going to do that. So we doing around here? We're not just letting the ceiling move on. Next shelf, the final shelf is going in. Oh my god. Oh my god. We already got the 2 brackets to hold it. Shelves in! Woo! Wrap up another day. It's a 90-degree day here in Michigan, so Brandon and I just decided to call it because it's getting a bit hot. But big successes today, right? We got the refrigerator box all trimmed out, and then we got a giant H. Hi, H for hello. And then we got this shelf in. Oh my goodness. And then we got that end cap. We're not quite done here with trimming this thing out in the back, but just covering it up. And then, as you saw at the very end here, got this air conditioner, which I wish was working, framed in, just trimmed out, right? So that's that. And yeah, so that's that. So that's it for today. That was me. Oh, that's right. And we also got these things, the end caps here. Eventually I'm going to have these rest up here, right, and trim that out. The butcher block countertop's going to eventually go on there, but not yet. That'll be a different day. Either way, taking a break for today, and we'll see what happens next time. humid day here at the bus. So some of the things we're doing now are getting ready to do some more trim work. And here on the first thing is next to the dinette, there's this old plastic. This was the original housing or facade of the inside of the bus. And it's just this white plastic or white fiberglass, right? So I'm gonna get a piece of, I have some birch veneer that we're gonna be putting on there to finish that. The other thing is, as you can see from the side here, just looking in, all you see is the back of the cabinets, right? And also where we have this block here. So we're gonna be filling in, you can't see that, right here, how it's just a piece of 2x4 for blocking. But we're gonna get some poplar, we're gonna fill that in. We're gonna get the birch veneer and cover the backs of these cabinets now. And then also the other thing that we're gonna be working on is the underside there of the AC unit, how that's just open. Again, I have this big piece of 4x8 birch veneer we're going to be cutting to put in there, right, to make it look pretty and trim it up. So, hot day, lots of mosquitoes, lots of humidity. Yay, Michigan! Wow. A little bit, yeah, just a little bit, yeah.
There we go. That's how we do it there, bro, man.
Damn. What are we doing, Brent? What are we doing, Brent?
Oh, look at that, baby. Oh,
Woo!
yeah. That's how we like it right there.
There's that. It looks pretty awesome. Nice trim wood.
We
And
got us some trim wood.
Per Brandon, I'm going to get a fancier box. So we'll get that one in time. There it is. Woo, boy. It's coming down. Coming down. A little bit of break. Sweet Lord Jesus. Sweet cream Jesus. There it is. Woo, get a little wet in here. That's fine. Take a little bit of water. A little bit of water. Ain't hurt no one. Maybe in here, though. Wow, so it just like poured. Look at this. Like I had to shut the windows because it's coming down so hard. We got flooded, Brandon.
We got flooded
And watering coming down here. But guess what? My seat got washed too. Look at that. Yeah, you got your bar soap, Brandon. You get your washing things. See what we're gonna do?
Give me a washing bait.
You're gonna do some washing up. We even got some wet in here, and ooh, look at that. It's just coming down hard. Good thing is, other than the window leaks, there are no other leaks in this bus, which I'm happy to say. Good boy. Yeah. Post-rain, humid hair here in Michigan. So another successful day with Mr. Brandon. I mean, first I just gotta say, this looks pretty sweet. I am pretty excited about how that came out. It looks awesome, way better than that white that was there. Just this nice little wood grain and the countertop kitchen. I'm gonna have a top tabletop here, right? Eventually. And then other miscellaneous things that I love a lot is we got that trimmed out, right? The bottom side of that air conditioner box, just a little simple piece of that veneer poplar in there, super awesome, right? And then on the inside of these windows, right? So what used to be cabinets are now this nice little piece of poplar, there it is, right? Just nice trimmed out. And again, the bottoms, as you saw earlier, that white piece of poplar in there. And again, it's just little stuff like that. And why it's so important, really, those bits, right, are more important to me because when you're on the outside, like I said, looking in, now you have that nice wood as opposed to looking at the back of a kitchen cabinet, right? So that's cool. And also, just again, here's a different angle of this, right? Looking underneath the side of that air conditioning unit. Again, just trimmed out, and the back there has to stay there because that's the air intake for the unit. So anyway, it's coming along in some beautiful ways, right? And maybe I'll have Brandon out in a week or so just to do the rest of the trim, but we can't really do any more trim until the electrical gets really buttoned up and finished. So super excited to be having all this stuff getting sorted. And yeah, the bus is really coming together. I love it. It's beautiful. I still love these shelves. It's super cool. So yeah, taking a break for a few days. I think it's just gonna be hot in the 90s. So much needed break. I've just been going hard on this bus. And we'll continue this video. There's still plenty of stuff for Brandon to help me out with. One main thing is at the end here, I need to be putting in beneath the bed shelves, drawers. They're gonna be going in there to trim that out. We'll see. That's gonna get designed by him and I collectively, and a few other things like, you know, this soccer ball is gonna get shelves in there. I don't know. There's just a bunch of little small stuff at this point. And then this, once the last wire gets in here, we'll trim this out. So that'll be that, right? And then just a bunch of stuff. And eventually I have to figure this thing out. How am I gonna cover up all the mechanics for this door? But at this point, we're getting pretty close, right? Getting pretty close on the trim millwork, which is super exciting. So yeah, there will be another video after this one, but for right now, my time is pausing, and then this will pick up right now with something else. We'll find out what's next. So one little side project, you can see A2 Auto Glass is here, Ann Arbor, A2, local colloquial. A2 Auto Glass is here to replace my windshield. And so a little crack was starting in it, and I wasn't too concerned, but looked like the seal was starting to go. And as we know, this bus lived its entire life in Phoenix, and so I figured it wouldn't hurt to get a new windshield in there. A little bit of an expense, but I feel okay with that. And there was a tiny crack starting. I figured it's better to nip it in the bud instead of it turning into a problem while I'm in harbor, right? So the guys here are starting to replace the window. Something small, but big. I think it's important. So. Bodhi's got a brand new windshield. These guys are pretty quick and pretty awesome. Another hot sunny day here in Michigan. So yeah, there's that. And while they were at it, they cleaned the dash for me. The dash is all shiny and sparkly now, which is super cool. So yay for brand new windshields, and hopefully that sorts the water seal leak that I was having. But I don't know. They seem to be skeptical on that. But regardless, new windshield. Yay, one more step in the journey of the bus. More millwork. So I'm having a solo day here at the bus, and something really big happened in advancement that'll happen in a later video, which is electrical. All the electrical got hooked up, and I'll put a link, I think it's here or here, wherever it pops up, when that video is completed. So all the electrical is hooked up. I have power in the bus, yay. But with that allowed us to move forward with doing more millwork and trim work. And one of those things that I didn't really film or document, but I'm gonna put just to start, is I boxed in. So the batteries are all hooked up, right? All the wires are here, and I don't really want to have the access and want to look ugly. So I'm building frames here, right? And so eventually I'm gonna take some of that trim, that veneer poplar that I have, going to box these out here, and so you can see them, they're already framed in here. And then also back here as well, I've started framing this in and framing this in as well. So you can see, again, this is just gonna be holding this stuff here, this beautiful sheet poplar that I have. So making a nice box here, and just to sort of box in the batteries, so that way, you know, A, they're not seen, B, if any small critters are in here, they don't get involved in sparky things, right? So with that, that's just one more step that's happened in the realm of millwork. And then, like I said, tomorrow, I think, another day, Brandon's gonna come out and help me, I think, finalize these shelves. I have a few things I'm gonna do to be trimming up the walls here, and then also, hopefully, doing that storage thing at the end of the bed. So look forward to that. And but for now, I just wanted to give you this little update of some other trim work that is getting prepared. So with millwork, the soccer ball wall is beginning. Again, solo journey here until Brandon shows up tomorrow. Got the bottom shelf in, got these side walls up, and just that alone makes it look so much more amazing. Just that alone, right? I mean, I can't wait till the shelves get put in there, but that'll be that's exciting. And then one other thing too that I'm gonna do is we're gonna box this. I'm gonna make a soffit to box in this plumbing and that rough wall. So there it is. That's one more step in the journey. Yay! Yay! So Brandon will be here shortly, and what we're gonna work on is, forgot about that, didn't you? Look at that. The bed lift goes up by itself. We're gonna be building a shelf right here, right? And this is inspired by, I'll just tag it, this picture here that I found on Instagram. It's just, you know, I have this drawer that is from the kitchen cabinet that I can't use, right? So we're gonna reuse that and then put some shelves above it for big boxes or little, you know, storage bins or things. So that's what we're gonna do now. As soon as he gets here, we're gonna set that up.
Deja vu.
Deja vu.
To original cabinet building days.
Yeah, the OG cabinet days from like however long that was ago. Cabinet's going in. It's like the ceremony. There she goes. Whee! There it is.
There it is.
Cool. We got ourselves a cabinet. Shelf thingy. Look at that. Woo! Yay. So yay, as you can see, I'm pretty exhausted. Another powerful day here at the bus in the trim work. You can't really see it, but I got a piece of millwork here to clean that up. As you saw, we got the piece on the door, so that's finally done, right? Yay. And then the big thing for the day is getting this wonderful end of the thing of the cabinet. We got the pull-out drawer now, right? And so big storage there. And yeah, that's the big success. And I think over here, we're just gonna leave that open to figure it out. But regardless, that's the end of another day of doing millwork, trim work. And super excited, getting close to the end. And as you can see, I'm getting exhausted. So anyway, there'll be another day after this. And the last thing that there's not much left, but you know, we got to trim out here, right? Figure that trim out there. I have to hang the shelves here, which you talked about earlier, and then just do some sort of basic trim out for up here. That's kind of what's left, honestly, in the trim out stuff. So, and also a little fun note of trim out stuff. I got these cool little dragonfly hangers for coats and hats and such. So I'm just having fun trimming things out. So also in the note of trim out, I started putting these handles in the kitchen. So the kitchens are getting handles now. So that's lots of fun. So yay, more millwork, more things happening. Yeah. So that's the end of part 1. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, so again, stuff's happening on this bus. It's crazy. And now part 2. Click right here. I'll take you to part 2, which is going to be the gripping tail, the gripping finish of this tail, and literally where we will be finishing the bus, right? I'm so excited that the bus is going to be done. Like really, that's kind of strange and weird, but it is. Anyway, click right here. It'll take you to part 2, and I'll see you on over there. Let's do it.